Hello guys. So as you know, I've debunked the second coming a time ago. So I just thought of scaling the uncanon versions and tell you where they would scale at. So I will do it from the easiest to scale to the hardest to scale. So let's begin. The easiest to scale would be animation versus physics, so let's go into it. The second coming can casually manipulate the time-space continuum with his hands, which would scale him to 4D or universal plus. The next one is animation versus math. But there's one thing that's hard to determine, and it's if the second coming would scale to his weapons or to the mathematical construct. But I really don't think so. Not even this feat is scalable, where he moves in a realm where math doesn't apply. But the problem is, math does apply there. It just contradicts itself. So this feat scales absolutely nowhere. With weapons, high universal since that infinite power thing there. But even that is debunkable, since these math have no proof that they actually apply to any physical world, meaning it's just a mathematical realm without physics or laws except mathematical laws. But you can't just apply mathematics to physics, so yeah. He scales absolutely nowhere. The hardest here to scale, or I don't know if it's the hardest, but I just chose animation versus geometry at last because I don't know, but let's scale that. He actually scales somewhere, since geometry applies to a physical world, not this mathematical realm animation versus math plays in. Okay, this is a note. Afterwards, he is clearly insanely much harder to scale than I thought. He can interact with at least 4-dimensional spaces, since you see they're clearly much higher dimensional spaces. So he can scale from universal plus to high hyperversal, possibly even higher, but that isn't clearly an option. He must have some place to scale accurately, so I just say 5D, since that thing should be above that hypercube you saw in this dimension thing, so it must be a 5-dimensional cube. So yeah, I guess this is the most accurate animation versus physics, animation versus geometry, and animation versus math scale. If you have some disagreements or some corrections, then please write in the comments. But now I'm out of here. Ciao.